Are you running into problems with your garter stitch dishcloth? If this is your first project, and even if it's your 50th project, at some point you're going to make a mistake. So today I want to cover the 3 most common mistakes. One is too many stitches, probably done with a yarn over. That's super common, especially when you're first learning to knit. Having too few stitches. Knitting 2 stitches together is a really common way to do that, or a drop stitch. And dropping stitches is something I see all the time with beginning knitters. So I want to cover those 3 things and how to fix them. Now with all of them, right now we're going to start with tinking. That is just knit backwards, and that's what we're going to do. We are going to take our project and we're going to knit backwards until we get to the mistakes. Once you've been knitting longer, there are other ways that you can fix a lot of these mistakes. But to start with, this is the easiest one to do, and so this is one that I recommend. Now, this is your first project, and if you have a knitting buddy who can fix the mistakes for you, that's actually the one I really recommend. And then waiting until your second or third project to start learning how to fix them yourself. Right now, if you have the luxury of just focusing on the knit stitch, that is the best thing you can be doing. But if you don't have a knitting buddy to fix those issues for you, then I want to show you how to take care of them so you can stop stressing about getting everything perfect, and you can just be like, you know what, I made a mistake and I know how to fix it, so it's fine. So let's get started. So one of the most common things I see for beginning knitters is a yarn over. And if you look at it, you'll see it right here. This right here is a normal stitch. You can see the loops, the stitch. This is not. And if we keep knitting this, we're going to make a hole. So if you see holes in your knitting, chances are you put a yarn over in. Super, super common. Everybody does it when they're first learning. Later on, you'll learn to do it for fun. But right now, we do not want this in our project. So we're going to take that out. And then right here, we have 2 stitches together. Again, this is what a normal stitch should look like. This one's looking a little extra large because we've actually taken 2 loops. So we're going to go back and fix that. And then our last one is a drop stitch. Now, as soon as we notice I dropped the stitch, I grabbed a safety pin. You can also use any kind of stitch marker that opens, and I stuck it on here. And the reason why I did that was because I don't want it to go down any farther. The sooner you catch a drop stitch, the easier it is to fix. So to fix these, normally I would take this and I would start knitting, right? But instead of that, flip it around like this, and my stitches are actually going to go back onto my left needle. So I'm just going to go in right here, and so I'm through the loop underneath my current stitch, and then I pop it off, and then I'm just going to pull. So I'm just going to grab this back part of the loop, stick it on my needle, and then pop that off. And I'm just going to keep going like that, right through the back of it and off. Now, if you pull from the front, you can still do that, but what you're going to do is your stitch is going to end up twisted. This is not hard to fix, but as you are knitting, you might notice that it has a little bit more tension than if you do it correctly. So we just, when you are knitting it, take note that it is twisted the wrong way. And it looks like I actually did twist that when I pulled it off, and I pulled it the right way, so it worked. But just note that that is one thing that I've noticed many times when I am tinking, is I do sometimes put my stitches on incorrectly. And as you knit more, you will get comfortable with that feeling of stretchiness. And when you don't feel the stretchiness, you know that that is something to work on. To just flip your stitch around. All right, so I'm just keep going. Here is my drop stitch, but I am not to it yet. So since I have this on my safety pin, I'm not going to worry about it. If I didn't have it in a safety pin, I would actually stick it on my needle right now, because again, I just don't want it to drop any farther. All right, here we are to the stitches that we knitted together. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to make sure I don't just hit one loop. I want to get both of these loops in because there are 2 stitches here. I'll pull that out. And now we've got our 2 stitches again, and they are all ready. Yay. And then we'll keep on going to the next one. All right, here is that yarn over. So just undo it. That's it. Yarn over, no yarn over. So I am going to continue going all the way to the end because I do have that drop stitch. If I didn't have a drop stitch, I could just start knitting now. But since I do have that one, I am going to tink all the way back to it. And we're going to skip ahead a little bit to save you a little bit of time. All right, we are almost to the drop stitch. Just got a couple left. See here, we've got this loop right here that used to be part of our stitch and isn't anymore. So now we're taking this off, and then we're just going to take our stitch, kind of pull it a little bit, and then put it onto our needle. Now we can take the safety pin off. Now, once you have a few projects knitted and you're a little bit more comfortable with knitting, then there are some faster ways to take care of a drop stitch than tinking. But ideally, you have a little bit more experience before you get to that point. So if you do those things, that will cover how to take care of your most basic mistakes. And what I recommend is that after every row, after every couple rows, you just count your stitches. And remember, a stitch is each of these loops sitting on top of your needle. So if you count your stitches, you'll know pretty quickly where that you made a mistake. After you have been knitting for a little bit and you're not making mistakes at every row, you don't have to count every single row. But in the beginning, counting every row just so you can go, you know what, I'm still good, everything's great, is a great habit to get into. Now, obviously, in my case, I had a yarn over and a knit two together, both on the same row. And so for that reason, my stitch count would have come out correctly. There just would have been some issues. So, but hopefully you don't have both of those things going on your same row. The great thing though is that this is your very first project and it's a dishcloth. So if there's a few mistakes, that's not really a big deal either. But I know some people really want to have everything going correctly. And so for them, I want to show you how to fix it. But if you're somebody who wants to embrace the mistakes and go, you know what, it's just dishcloth, that's excellent too. So both routes are fine. You do the thing that fits your personality. I can't wait to see you again. And I would love to hear how your project is going. So if you can leave a comment down below and let me know how your project is coming along, I would be so delighted to hear from you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.